Hello friends, my name is Arun Kishore Voleti and welcome to my channel Learn Deep. We are currently in Python playlist. In my previous video, I have clearly explained you how to perform operations on a list. So from this video, let us try to understand the important sorting algorithms we have in order to crack many campus recruitment drives. So the first sorting technique I want to explain in this video is bubble sort. So let us first try to understand how bubble sort works. Bubble sort is going to push required element to end of the list. So what does it mean? Let us assume I have a list like 3, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1. Now I want to sort this list in ascending order. So in ascending order, how the list will be looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? So my first required element is 5. Here in whatever index 5 may present in the list, it is going to be pushed to the last index in a single pass. So what is a pass? A pass means each time we scan a list, we call it as pass. So if I say I'm going to scan this list for one time, I call it as one pass. And if I'm doing it second time, call it as second pass. So pass is a terminology which we use to indicate that we are scanning a list from starting to end. So for every pass, it is going to push the required element to the end. So if I want to sort this list in descending order, so the list will look like this. And the required element is 1 here, it is going to be pushed to the end. So how does it work? Let us try to take an example, like my example list is 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Now I want to sort this list. So in first pass, bubble sort, we are going to compare two adjacent elements. Every time we are going to compare two adjacent elements and we are going to swap the elements based on our condition whether it is ascending order or descending order. But the prime objective is we are going to compare two adjacent elements. First we are going to compare these two elements, then these two elements, followed by these two and these two elements. So let us just consider we are going to sort this list in ascending order. So in these two elements, the first element is greater than second element, then we need to swap the positions of these two elements. So in the first pass, what we are going to get, the list will be 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Again, we are going to compare these two elements. As 5 is greater than 3, we are going to get 4, 3, 5, 2 and 1. Again, we are going to compare these two elements. So firstly, we have compared these two, then these two elements. Now we are going to compare these two elements, and again 5 is greater than 2. We are going to get 4, 3, 2, 5 and 1. And finally we are going to compare 5 and 1 here, and 5 is greater than 1. We are going to get 4, 3, 2, 1 and 5. So in the first pass, we are going to scan this list. We are going to compare two adjacent elements and we are going to swap these elements. So in the first pass, we have 4 comparisons and we have swapped our list. Now let's go to second pass. Don't worry about how to write the logic in program. We need to first design our logic and then writing a program is very easy. So second time when we do this, we are going to compare these two elements. As 4 is greater than 3, we are going to get 3, 4, 2, 1 and 5. Second time 4 is compared with 2 and we are going to get 3, 2, 4, 1 and 5. And third time 4 is going to be compared with 1 and we are going to get 3, 2, 1, 4 and 5. So now see, in the first pass we have only one sorted element. In the second pass we have two sorted elements here. Now let's deal with third pass. Let's just quickly write it. In 3 and 4 we have, in 3 and 2 we have 3 is largest, and again in 3 and 1 we are going to have 3 as largest. So the first will be 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, and for the second time we are going to get 2, 1, 3, 4 and 5. And if you see in third pass we have lost 3 elements as sorted. Now let's check fourth pass. Again we are going to compare 2 with 1 and we will have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and in fifth pass there is no need to perform any comparison because we are going to have all elements as sorted. So for 5 elements the utmost requirement is 5 passes, but then here in fourth pass only we got sorted list. If you speak about worst case, then we may have fifth pass also. So for every n elements we are going to have n passes, and in each pass we have different iterations. Like in first pass we have 4 iterations, in second pass we have 3 iterations, in third pass we have 2 iterations, and in fourth pass we have 1 iteration, and in fifth pass we don't have any iteration. So in generalized we can say in ith pass we are going to have n minus I iterations. So here n is 5 and we have 5 minus 1 4 iterations here, 5 minus 2 3 iterations here, 5 minus 3 2 iterations here. So every time what we are going to do is we are going to compare 2 adjacent elements and we are going to swap the 2 elements if the first element is greater than second element. Clear? So let us just try to develop a program for this. I will take my list is equals to 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Now I will take a for loop for I in range of, here I know the length of the list is 5, but then generally what we'll write is we'll directly take length of the list when the list length is not defined. I mean, we don't know. If you take the list dynamically, then probably there are very less chances that we know the length of the list. So in that case, what we can do is we can directly take length of the list. And then here in first pass, we have started with I as 1. But then in this loop, we are going to get I as 0. So for our convenience, we may do 2 types of things. The first one is we can directly start this list index from 1 to 1 plus length of the list. Or what we can do is if we consider I value starts from 0, we can say n minus I minus 1 iterations. Here I is 0 in the first pass, so we are going to have 5 minus 0 minus 1 4 iterations. So there are 2 possibilities. First one is we can change the for loop of I, or the second one is we can change the condition for the second loop. So the condition for the second loop in this case is for j in range of length of list minus I. So in every iteration what we are going to do, we are going to compare list of j with list of j plus 1. If list of j is greater than list of j plus 1, then we need to swap list of j with list of j plus 1. Now I'll tell you one more thing. There is an easy way to swap in Python. We can directly swap 2 elements in a single line without taking a temporary value. So assume a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. So if I print a, I am going to get 2. If I print b, I am going to get 3. The general process temp will assign temporary variable to a, and then we will say a is equal to b, and we will say b is equal to a. And if you print a, you are getting 3, and if you print b, you are getting, okay, b is equal to temp, we have to say. And if you print b, you are getting 2. So this is the conventional process of swapping 2 numbers. But then in Python, if a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3, and if you want to swap these 2 values, and you can simply say a comma b is equals to b comma a. And if you print a, you are getting 3, and if you print b, you are getting 2. So this is very easy to swap 2 values in Python. And this is called as single line assignment, which is going to assign the value of b to a and the value of a to b. So what I can do here is I can simply say a list of j comma list of j plus 1 are swapped with a list of j plus 1 comma list of j. And after swapping, after this loop gets completed, what I'll do is I'll just print my list. So if I run this, I'm going to get the list in sorted order. If you want to see at each pass what is going to happen, then probably you can write this here. And if I run this, I'm going to see all those passes. See here, first 5 is pushed to the end, then 4 and 5 are pushed to the end, 3, 4 and 5 are pushed to the end, 2, 3, 4, 5 are pushed to the end, and the last pass we are going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And if we want this list in descending order, then what we can do is we can simply keep a less than symbol here, and then if you run this, we are going to get the list in descending order. Actually, we have taken the list in descending order, so let's just take it in ascending order, and then we are going to get the list in descending order. So in this manner bubble sort will work. And there is a small problem in bubble sort. I will explain the problem in my next video. That's all for this video. Meet you in my next video.